Fat boy, come on. You know we had to do a podcast, right?
What's your name, fat body?
Of course, you were looking food. What the hell?
I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
I'm gonna eat it.
You owe me for one jelly donut!
Fat motherfucker.
Listen to it. My wife said no one's gonna listen to us.
I've got bigger titties than you did!
Bullshit, because nobody fucking had geese back at that point for a bigger dot.
I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I might be somebody's shot of whiskey.
You can't think about, hey, I need to lose 100 pounds. You think about winning that day.
Fucking, I want a cheeseburger and a milkshake. Yo, what is up, fat leads, and welcome to episode 52 in 2023. Oh my God, Happy New Year. Wow, that happened so quickly. It's November flew by and then December just whisked away as quickly as Mariah came. She left, thank God. But that's wow, man. Time flew by. The month, like December went by so quick. The end of the year came by so quick, and it was a tremendous year. 2022, I gotta say, was one of the best years ever. I got my black belt, was able to compete at Pans and in Nashville. Got to go visit another black belt, my friend Mario at Leverage Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Dallas. We promoted one of his guys to black belt, and I was there as a black belt, which was great. That was an experience. I kind of got heavily into cycling this year. Competed in that triathlon. I did horrible. 9th out of 9th. And hell, officially got promoted at work. And then, man, like I said, 2022 was a great year. And, you know, I got to use that momentum and power through 2023 and, you know, look forward. And for many years, I had this, my New Year's resolution was to quit smoking. And for many years, honestly, it'd probably be by now, January 4th, that resolution would probably be like out the window. Or the other one would be, I'm going to lose, and this one was the most, you know, I'm going to lose X amount of weight. I'm going to get down to 270 or, you know, or just to 300. For many years, that was my New Year's resolution. And for many years, once I stopped or I gave in or I quit, it became something that it was almost jokeable for me, laughable, like, oh, well, it's just something else I'm going to shoot for. And they shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that. It should be, you know, these are actual goals. These are, you know, for smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. And I think about that and I'm like, man, yes, all your goals have to be smart. And I also listen to someone like, you know, Goggins in his new book, where he's just powering through this 240-mile run and probably shouldn't be, right? And he's powering through, and, you know, it's more of you know, we put these limits, we put these caps on ourselves and what we can do, and obviously he was able to accomplish it, right? So when we make, when we make these goals, do we make them too realistic? And that's, Goggins has this idea where it's like, is your goal too achievable? Are we saying that we're going to do these things just so we can say that we did the things and get pats on the back? And so just looking at me, I'm like, man, right after I did that triathlon, I said, man, I know I want to do another one. I'm going to do another one. And I think that I said, I'm going to cut 10 minutes. It was my time was like 1:25. And I said, I want to cut 10 minutes. Realistically, is that still, that's a realistic goal, but am I still just capping myself, right? Should I just shoot and go for a higher distance? And I think that's what I'm going to shoot for and the problem is because I'm saying it, I'm actually you guys are going to hold me accountable to do this. So in March in Claremont, Florida, there's a triathlon, and I'm going to be doing the Olympic distance triathlon. And hell, now that I said that, I definitely need to go sign up for it. And I know listening to him, right, that I may have, I've done this before, and I did it in 2019. And it's funny because it was his first book that had me start kind of the burpee challenge. And the burpee challenge morphed from what was started was 100 burpees a day for 100 days. And then I was going to do 100 for 365 days, right, for the whole year. And then somewhere between there, I said, well, if I'm doing, what really happened was, he's actually now a blue belt. I think I've mentioned this before. He trains with me. He's now a blue belt. And at the time, he did not train jiu-jitsu. He only trained CrossFit. And he knew I was doing the burpees. And his goal was, so he was very inconsistent, and there'd be days he didn't do them, but there'd be days he did 300. And he did this spreadsheet. And he sent me the last time, and I give him shit about this all the time, because he said he was going to do, that he was going to do 40,000 burpees. Okay, he never even got close. I think he really did like 20, maybe 17,000, 20,000. He never got close to 40. But after I'm telling this guy, that I went from 100 burpees to 100 to 100 days, this fool's gonna try to up, and that's what happened. That was that dog that Goggins talks about, because this motherfucker was really gonna try to out burpee me in my challenge, and that morphed into 100,000 burpees. And I got this idea, and that took me 625 days. I'm really considering doing another 100,000, but in 500 days, and just start off the bat 200 a day. I hate to say this, but I think there's something I missed about doing those daily burpees. There's a little pain that was like, yeah, it lets you know that, good to be alive. So what are you, besides that, my proclamation of my Olympic distance triathlon, I plan on competing at Tampa Open and Pans. So that's also on the docket. And that's, athletically, I guess that's what I have, and that's all I'm committing to right now. Besides that, my commitment is, or I want to say commitment. I'm not even going to say resolution. My commitment is going to be at least I don't want to say at least. It's going to be an episode a week. So 52 new episodes coming. And they're really going to be. And I want to do 52 quality episodes where, you know, you can get little niblets, bits of information that, like I said, help me the thing that so I want to circle back to this burpee thing. The burpee things, the discipline it helped me build, the focus. That is what I enjoyed when doing them. They absolutely were terrible. They sucked physically. But the pride and the personal enjoyment every day of having knocked that out was incredible. And part of that everyday feeling was why I was able to keep on going, because it was like, man, it felt good to continually just be consistent, be motivated, be and not just motivated, because it was just a dedication. Because there was days I was sick and I was still doing them. It did not stop. If whether it took me an hour or all day, it did not matter. It was going to get done. And there was something about that helped me face like every day, that it was just, and I think the reason why I'm looking at doing it again is because it's not that dedication muscle is just a muscle, and they atrophy. So, to work it out, you have to work it out. And for me, it's just, it's an easy, I did it once, let me do it again. And let me see if I can do it in less time. But I haven't really fully committed to that, just because of how that really hurt my wrist. But I think if I tape it up, I'm thinking, I'm playing with it. I think if I tape it up enough, I should be all right. But let's look into 2023. 2022 is gone. Is past this 2023. Let's look forward into the future. What things are you changing? What things you can get better at? How are you going to do that? How are we going to accomplish these things, right? That's in how your goals are set to be smart. And so let's recap that. I'm committing to 2023, and I want you guys to hold me accountable. Y'all gonna get 52 quality episodes. Well, I keep 52 quality episodes, because I don't want them to be BS, right? So I'm also going to compete in that triathlon, and that's going to be the Olympic distance, competing in Tampa, and competing at Pans. So feel free to hold me accountable. What are your goals? What are you looking to do in 2023? So thank you guys. Happy New Year once again. And
thank you for listening to the Fat Boy Podcast. Have a nice day.